What up, guys? Alchemist, and I got something nice for you. So we got the Cold Heart build for today, and we went for a more super oriented build because of a lot of things working this build. Okay, first off, our exotic, we're running Radiant Flux. If you don't know what Radiant Flux do, as you get attacks inside Arc Staff, it makes Arc Staff stay on longer, but also increase the damage that Arc Staff does. When you get ×3 with this super, when getting 3 hits, it buffs the damage up by like 70 something percent. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, hefty damage, right? We will be stacking that with the artifact perk Limit Break. So when we amplify or got Bolt Charge, we'll get 30% more damage with Radiant Flux on, making this super do insane damage and just kill things very quick, right? And then of course we're rocking Cold Heart. Cold Heart, this weapon shoots a steady cold fusion power arc laser. You would have thought they would change this weapon to stasis when stasis came out later on, but they kept the arc and they gave us a different stasis trace rifle, right? But dealing more damage the longer it remains on target. It basically do target lock, except when you miss a shot with this, it does not take the damage buff away. It keeps it, which is very good. But the main thing, and you don't need the catalyst for this, the catalyst just make it that it get more stability and reload speed. But the main thing that makes this trace rifle amazing that Bungie did with this gun in a later patch after the gun came out, whatever it is, as you do prolonged shots right here with Longest Winter, periodically generates ionic traces while it's in this high damage state. So as you keep shooting in this high damage state against targets, you'll be getting ionic traces. With the artifact we'll be using today is Elemental Siphon, the second perk, which is the boosted perk. Say elemental pickups grant matching super energy when they are collected, right? So you can't run this with like a different super. It gotta be arc because Cold Heart is arc and it make ionic traces. So you can only do this with an arc super build, right? I know this go insane with Geomags, right? But we're rocking Elemental Siphon boosted with Cold Heart for a super build to utilize Limit Break more often with Radiant Flux just to destroy rooms easily with Radiant Flux, just killing every enemy in the sight, right? So since we're here in the artifact, we're rocking overload trace rifles for a reason, not only to make it that Cold Heart does exhausts while it damages targets to make them do less damage to us by 10%. We also run it for multiple reasons, okay? So first reason is we're rocking Photonic Flare. So defeat an exhausted target, which you would be doing with overload trace rifle, arc damage releases a blinding burst. Cold Heart is an arc weapon, so any enemy we kill will be doing a blinding explosion. This allows us to not have to put on the fragment that makes that special weapons and heavy weapon do blinding explosions. This takes that out the equation for a free fragment slot. So we're rocking Photonic Flare, and then also we're rocking Elemental Supercharger, with basically defeating exhausted targets or severed targets with weapons that match your super element grant super energy. We got an arc super on, we got an arc weapon, so we're getting bonus super energy every time we get Cold Heart kills. So not only are we getting super energy from Cold Heart kills, we're getting super energy from all the iron traces that we're going to be making with Cold Heart and just iron traces on build in general for Elemental Siphon to give us a great amount of super energy. That's the main thing you only need in this build, and of course Harsh Refraction to give Cold Heart that 35% extra damage whenever we are killing enemies that are arc debuff. Arc debuff does include blinding from Photonic Flare, but also it includes the jolting we will be doing in this build. Other than that, we're rocking the Beam Medic, just so we do get multiple kills with a trace rifle, 4 kills, whatever, we get a bump in health if it ever happens. It's rare, but it happens, right? We're rocking Overclock and Load. We will be amplified and have Bolt Charge, so we might as well make our arc weapons get bonus handling and reload speed. We're rocking Dielectric, so when we do kill these blinded and jolted enemies, we get a Bolt Charge. And then of course, if we had this boosted in our artifact, we can't because we got Elemental Siphon, so I'm not even gonna go over the boosted perk for this, right? We got Flash over on, so our Bolt Charges give us amplified and get maximum Bolt Charges, but also make the Bolt Charge do more damage. And then we usually run Defibrillating Blast and Harder in content, but we don't have room for it for this super build because of Limit Break and Elemental Supercharger. If you feel like you don't need Limit Break on, you can put on Defibrillating Blast so your Bolt Charges do more damage and give you health. But the whole point of the build is spamming your super, right? That's the whole point of the build. We're rocking Watchful Eye for another overload arc weapon that can do the Photonic Flare, so we get some super energy from using our machine gun to get kills. And then we're rocking Tina just because a double special weapon meta is still here with Tina as a Tina and Aaron Denial grenade launchers, and this help handles any champion in the game, barriers, unstoppables, whatever. So this is on for handling barriers and unstoppable champions, right? Same thing with Watchful Eye handling unstoppable champions, while Cohort can handle the overloads, and the machine can handle overloads, right? I wouldn't say this a end game build. You can use it in game, you just gotta be a little bit more careful since you don't really have anything helping you with survivability. But if you want to use this in end game content, you can definitely take Radiant Flux off and just go with Gifted Conviction to get that resist on your character. Use our staff will still be doing a lot of damage because of limit break and the artifact with that 30%. So you can definitely go get the conviction for harder in content if you want to use this build still to spam your supers. If you want to spam supers even more, you can use Raiju's Harness, where you throw your arc staff on the ground with Gathering Storm, get 50%. Some people are confused on how this artifact works. To get the 50%, you need to strike the enemies with the lightning surrounding you for you to get that super energy, but also you have to throw your super at enemies that's already arc debuffed, so enemies that have jolt and stuff on them already. So if you're not doing that, you won't get the super energy back, so make sure you're paying attention to that. But this will most of the time give you at least 30% guaranteed of your super bar back. But if you want the 50%, do what I just said, right? So you rock Raiju's Harness, which will allow you to get your Gathering Storm back consistently. I don't want to make two different videos. I may have to though, showing you guys how the Gathering Storm works on this build, but it's insane, right? And then the last but not least, the other exotic you can run in this build, and the other than, oop, I don't have it on me. But y'all probably know what I'm going to do. If you're a hunter, you know what I'm going to go to. Freaking Star Eaters. You can use Star Eaters on this build, allowing you to get bonus super energy from picking up the Ore of the Power off the ground, because that's part of the ability of Star Eaters. It gives it an extra 2% from the original percent that you get from Orbs of Power, so helping you pick up more orbs, get super back quicker. It overcharges it, so you still get that extra 70% extra damage that Radiant Flux give you, but Radiant Flux has a little bit more percentage than Star Eaters. Star Eaters like 70%, I believe. Radiant Flux is like 75%. And then also Radiant Flux make it that it stays on longer. Star Eater doesn't. But if you want to have more uptime on your super, even more picking up the Orbs of Light off the ground, then you can run Star Eaters and then get that overshield and heal burst. You pop your ult. So Star Eaters is definitely another alternative. We're running the usual in our arc build. Our staff, of course, for Radiant Flux. Gambler's Dodge to get our Ascension, our Tempest Strike back when we use Ascension. We're running Disorienting Blow so we can blind enemies, dishandle unstoppables as well. But then also we get Bolt Charge if we punch somebody and amplify. We do that. Running Pulse Grenades, you know, just the best one in my opinion. But you can change the Flashbang Grenade to handle unstoppables if you want to. We're running Tempest Strike, so we defeat Jota target, we get Bolt Charges, and Tempest Strike just really strong and give us damage resist as well for like 4 seconds after we use it. I think it's like 70% damage resist. Again, I'll throw it on the screen. You know, you gotta keep up the numbers, man. It's hard to keep up all the numbers sometimes, you know. Of course, Ascension gives us Amplify and Jota targets as well. This feeds into the formula of Tempest Strike, killing Jota enemies with a Bolt Charge. And then of course we're rocking Spark Frequency, so when we do Tempest Strike, we get increased reload speed and stability and whatnot, but also too, when we're amplified, it doubles the amount of Bolt Charges we get. So if we get 2 stacks for something, it'll give us 3. If we get 1 stack for something, it gives 2, etc. It gives +1 of Bolt Charge to whatever source. We're rocking Spark of Discharge, so when we pick up an Iron of Trace, which we're going to be doing a lot, we get Bolt Charge. So Cohort going to be giving us a lot of Bolt Charges non-stop. Sadly, Jolt does not trigger Bolt Charge. It sucks, right? It sucks. So we still have to use abilities to trigger the Bolt Charge, but we will have uptime on Bolt Charge all day. We got Spark of Shotgun, so our grenade does Jolt. We got Spark Resistance on for some type of survivability with this build. And then we got Spark and Ion Zone. Defeating a Jolt target or defeating a target with Bolt Charge creates an Ion Trace. That's the whole build. Gotta make sure all the enemies are debuffed by some type of arc debuff, so that harsh refraction does work with Cohort. Cohort melts. Amazing build. I would get my super back to back with the Radiant Flux on. So and I beat this master loss sector very quick with this build. Like, it can be used in in-game content. You just gotta be careful with survivability. That's why I'm happy the blinding is in this build, so that it is easier to handle harder in content. You gotta be a little bit careful, right? We're rocking Special Ammo Finder, because we're rocking double special. But if you're not rocking double special, run 3 Harmonic Siphons, so you get bonus super energy from the Orbs of Light you make with Cohort. or rock 2 harmonic siphons and then put on hands on in your helmet, so when you get melee kills you get bonus super energy, since you will be spamming Tempest Strike. We got on heavy handed in our arm piece to make even more orbs of light from getting Tempest Strike kills, and we got firepower to make an orb of light when we get grenade kills. We got on, and you can change this up if you want to, but I just wanted to make hella orbs as much as possible to get my super back very quick. A super build again. Damage resist mods in your chest piece, and then a reserve mod for the machine gun and cold heart. Lead piece, we got on better already and recuperation for survivability. Again, only thing you got in here is amplified damage resistance stuff, so I want it to be a little bit more survivability in this build. And then we got 1 arc weapon surge. If you feel like you don't need both of these on, you can put on another arc surge to just have on recuperation, and you'll be set to make cold heart do even more damage, 17% instead of 11%. So depending on what type of content you're in, right? And then class item, we rocking special finisher for cold heart, proximity ward, so we do get finisher move off. We get a shield, which saves me a lot. You'll be surprised. And then final restoration, you get some more recovery in this build when we do pick up all these orbs of power. So we technically got 90 recovery in this build instead of 60. The lost sector I did only had attrition orb on, so you won't see the recovery build in the lost sector, but it's really good, right? Last but not least, we purposely got 50 mobility, because when you amplify you get plus 50 mobility, so purposely have 50 mobility, so you have 100 here, so you're gonna be amplified non-stop. 100 resilience for survivability, 30 damage resist. Our recovery says 60, but if you can get it to 70, so you have 100 recovery, perfect. 50 discipline, because all the iron traits gonna be feeding into your ability uptime on all your stuff. So we're gonna be run whatever you want on the discipline. And then strength, you're gonna be getting your Tempest Strike back because of ascension. Ascension is based off your mobility, so you don't really need high strength, just high discipline. And then your intellect, you want your intellect to be at least 50, because we will be utilizing a tonic here. We will be utilizing Void Shrapnel. I highly recommend this tonic. It gives you plus 50 intellect for this build, plus 50. So right now technically we have 100 intellect in our build, which helped me get my super back even quicker. That's the whole build. Hope you guys enjoyed the build, and if you're curious, does this work on Prismatic? Because Prismatic, you could use Shards of Galanor and Star Eater's class item, right? You could use that class item, Galanor and Star Eater, making that your super do more damage and you get 50% back, right? Yes, you can use this build on Prismatic, but here's the stipulation: you can only use Storm Edge as your super in Prismatic. We only got the 1 arc super in Prismatic and then Storm Edge, so this would be your bread and butter super if you run this on Prismatic. I'm not saying it's a bad super, but it ain't better than Arc Staff in my personal opinion. But you will be getting your super back non-stop with this, so you can run this on Prismatic. You will get the 50% from doing the damage on the enemies with it, and then you will be getting the extra damage from Star Eaters, and you will be getting the extra damage from Limit Break. So yes, you can technically use this on Prismatic. I personally just don't like it, this super in PvE that much, but it's up to you guys. You can definitely run this. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love you guys, appreciate you guys always, and until next time, stay up.